Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing fabulous. So today I'm here to put everything to the test. Sometimes you go to the thrift store, you buy a cute pair of jeans, they don't fit you, and then you go onto YouTube and you search how to take in the waist of these jeans. And then you find literally thousands of tutorials. So today no one asked, but I'm going to be putting 3 methods to the test and let's see who comes out on top. I'm not going to use my own methods. I have done taking in jeans, but it would be cheating because mine are fabulous and you should definitely check them out. But today I'm going to be trying 3 methods and well, that's 6. 3 methods. And we're going to see who comes out on top. So I've got 3 pairs of jeans. I thrifted them. They're cute, but they don't fit well for one reason or the other. Quarantine weight gain. But I am going to resize them to fit me perfectly because that's what you're supposed to do with clothes anyway. So let's get right into this very technical tutorial, and I will be linking all the videos I followed down below. I will be also linking nothing else. That's all I have. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into this. And children are screaming outside, which is great. Alrighty, so my first pair of jeans are these gorgeous Wrangler jeans that I thrifted off Vinted for I think $6 or $5. I'm not sure. And they're really gorgeous. I think they're a mid-rise more than a high-rise, which I do not like anything that is not high-rise, but I will try to see if I can make them fit me better. But they're cute. The material's really good. They look really vintage. And they've definitely seen their fair share of everything. I'm pretty sure they existed when World War II was being fought. So that's cute. The seller didn't tell me that they were going to be a bit aged. But hey, we love aged things. We love thrifted stuff here. So yeah, we're going to make these fit and hopefully they look super cute because I really love them. So yeah, in this first video, no sewing machine required, and that's what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to flip them inside out. This video has over 4 million views and it's by a girl called Allegra Jimenez. I hope I'm not mispronouncing her name, but basically you make 2 slits here and you insert your elastic and then it's gonna fit you. Like that's that. So she uses regular elastic, but I have this elastic that's got buttonholes in it already, which is essentially what I think would be better because you're just going to put this through and put buttons on both sides. So I think this will be easier to work with. Why I have this is because I just sew a lot, and when I see something at the sewing store and I'm like, hey, that might come in handy someday, so I picked this up and I've never used it, so now I finally get to use it. So what I'm going to do is, she says measure elastic around your waist. I think I can get away with just finessing this, so I will instead just feed elastic through. And then since this has buttonholes, I can just adjust it to my body. So I don't really need to, work too hard. This is the lazy girl method. So first on the agenda, first on the chopping block today, I'm going to make 2 slits here. And I'm going to make sure I'm not cutting through to the other side. I do not want to see oblivion. I just want to create a small slit and hopefully, oh my gosh, we already have the first problem. My waistband is literally just one piece of fabric. Oh, wait, actually, they do have 2 sides. Okay, you just need to separate them a little bit. You need to become a bit of a homewrecker and get in between their relationship. Do not do that. That's not cool. And I will just slide my scissors in there and just create my slit. Whoa, okay. So there we have it. We have 1 slit and a lot is happening in there. I do not want to ask questions. And then I will do the same thing on this other side. Now that I've got 2 slits over here, it's time to insert my elastic. So I've got my safety pin and I am going to be using her to insert my elastic. And this is pretty easy. So I'm just going to feed this through and hope that these jeans will allow me to do my thing without interrupting my life so much. Like, she needs to mind her business and not worry about me. All right, the material is really bunching up, which is kind of, I mean, it is elastic. I don't know why I'm acting surprised, but it's quite heavy material, quite heavy bunching. And it's making it really hard for my pin to easily just do her thing. Okay, the pin is here. She's barely holding on, but she is here. She's a bit shy, but here she is. Here she is. You need to come out. I'm sorry. You need to leave your mama's house now. You're 25 years old. No pressure though, you know. So you can actually just pin it and you're good to go. But I'm going to sew the buttons on, mostly because I have trust issues. And I don't think the safety pin is like a long-term solution. Like at some point you have to become you have to wear your big boy, big girl pants and sew this, okay? So I'm going to give myself a lot of excess elastic because I love myself and I want the best for myself, and so should you. But I'm now going to sew 2 buttons here and here, and then we're going to just hook the buttons in and wear the jeans. So that was quite simple to do. It was quite challenging to get the elastic through the waistband, but it's not that complicated, honestly. There's much harder things you could be doing. So I am going to sew the buttons. Okay, so my buttons are sewn on, and honestly, sewing them is a skill that needs to be taught in college. That was not easy because I was making sure that the thread wouldn't come out on the outside. This button is really cute. I sewed it very nicely. And this one looks like it doesn't know what it's doing with its life. Like, this one is definitely going to Harvard. It's going to get the good grades. It's going to get into law school. And this one is just sitting at home and watching Netflix like me. So the difference is kind of crazy. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna redo this one some other time, which means never, because no one ever does something they say they'll do later. So now I'm just going to hook my elastic into my buttons. So here are the jeans basically done, and I'm going to wear them and cut off the excess elastic. But this method was super easy to do. It took me maybe 10 minutes, and that's because I was sewing on the buttons for 8 minutes. So that did take quite a while. Feeding the elastic was also quite hard, but it's because the material kept bunching up and getting in my way and blocking my blessings. But overall, this method was super easy to do. You can do it quickly before you leave the house. And yeah, let's see how they look on, and we will give the final score. So this method, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The jeans fit me now. They're snug around the waist. And what's not to love about that? I do feel like I am tempted to give this method an 8 out of 10. But hear me out. The method is great. But I just feel like if you were taking in 1 to 2 inches of fabric, not much, it would be perfect. But the more fabric you take in, the more bunching up you'll have around the waist, because obviously you're adding in elastic and it will just bunch up the extra fabric. So I feel like this is a method I would go for if I was taking in a quick inch or 2, you know. But if I had a lot of fabric to take in around the waist, I'd be a bit cautious. And that's because I don't like the look of like a ruched waistband, at least not on jeans anyway. I don't think it's that nice. But if the waistband is still laying flat, then you better believe I'm still using this method. So on this pair of jeans, you can see that the front looks fine, but the back there's quite a lot of ruching, which is what I mean when I say if you are taking in a lot of fabric in general, you'll have a lot more ruching. So this method, for that reason, gets an 8 out of 10, but I have to say this method was super easy to do. It took me literally 10 minutes. And I love that it's adjustable. You know, sometimes you go to a restaurant, you have a food baby, and your jeans become too tight. With the elastic with the slits, you can just loosen it up in the bathroom and go back and eat 5 desserts. And that is something I fully stand behind. So for that reason, quite adjustable, quite quick to do, 100% recommend this method. And I have to say, I would recommend you get elastic with slits already, because it's so easy to just adjust it to your preference. If you want to be two people in the same pair of jeans, you just adjust it and both of you can fit in it. Like, it's so adjustable. We love an adaptable queen. So yeah, for that reason, I love this method. I will be doing it on my jeans that don't need a lot of fabric taken in, because I think this method is one to keep. So Allegra, you did really well and highly recommend. So for the second method, we're going to be using a video by Craft Ideas. It has over 800,000 views, and I am choosing this method because it seems very easy to do, and I am not sure if it will work. So I really want to try it and see how that goes. It's a compilation kind of video, like it seems like a 5-minute crafts kind of channel. But hey, let's see if it works. If it doesn't, then we have nothing to lose, because that's just what life is about. So what she does is she goes zigzag, 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 and somewhere here. Oops. Oh my gosh. This sewing thread does not like me. I can tell you that. For free. I can tell you that for free. It does not like me. And then you go on this side. So we're going zigzag, zigzag, just like she did or he did. I don't know who filmed the video, so I'm just going to follow instructions. I'm not going to ask questions. She does it much better though. Like, she does not struggle with her needle and thread because they respect her, I assume. Mine is like, what are you trying, baby? What are you trying? Oh gosh. This needle and thread is not, I do not want to see a needle and thread after this. Oh my gosh, that is really difficult to pierce through. But hey, I'm doing my best. It's honest work, Melinda. It's honest work. Just give me a break. Yeah, this fabric is really thick. This is not enjoyable at all. I want my mother. This is not, I do not like this. So I'm going to avoid the pockets because I don't want to mess with the pockets. So I'm just minding my business. Please just accept what I'm trying to do. This is not fun. I just need a bigger sewing needle, I think. So she pulls it and it gathers the fabric. Please let this work. Please let this work. Oh my God. Okay, this is... Okay, I'm so scared the thread will snap. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this. Well, nothing's happening now. Hers pulled so well. Is mine too long? Okay, you just need to really pull and I'll be scared. Okay, okay. It's disappearing. The black thread is disappearing. And it is literally cutting through my flesh as I do this. But it's going to be so worth it. So I'm pulling and you can see the black thread is disappeared. And it's disappearing when I really pull on this. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna turn this around and try pull it with all I have. Okay, so this isn't working because it's refusing to pull my thread completely, and maybe it's because I went too wide here and too thin here. So I think I'm just gonna try pulling the waistband instead. So I'm just going to undo this thread. All right, so I've done this again for the third time. And you can see my stitch is cute, and I even went over the pocket a little bit. So I'm just going to pull on this and see if it works. Oh, okay. So now that wasn't too bad, but it's not really pulling the threads like I wanted to. So I'm just going to assist her with my hand, and I am going to continue pulling. Hers was really seamless. Like, her threads just disappeared into thin air. Sorry, I'm assuming it's a her that did that video. but okay, that is not the most beautiful disappearing I've seen, but okay, we're getting close. It's not as bad as the previous attempts. So okay, there we go. So here we are. As you can see, this side is cinched in a little bit, and I'm just doing the waistband. Because of the style of my jeans, it's quite difficult to go all the way down, I think. So I'm just going to do the waistband and hope that that looks cute. I just need to make sure, okay. And my knot came to the outside, and oh my gosh, my knot came undone. Oh my gosh, I hate this. I hate this method. So my knot just came undone after all that effort. I don't know if there's a special way to hold your fabric. Okay. So you just really pull really tightly with all your might. Because I do need to take in quite a bit, I'm going to repeat this process on this side and at the back, and then I'll be right back. So wish me luck. I am already so exhausted. All right, so I'm back, and this took way longer than I thought it would. I have done both sides and the back, and it's not that pretty, and I think I didn't do it right. It doesn't look that good. Maybe they'll look better on, but just my feedback from doing this, I haven't worn the pants yet. This was quite difficult to do. I feel like maybe my jeans were too thick, or maybe my needle was too small, but I was really struggling to put the needle in and go back and forth. I feel like I have blisters on my fingers, and this just wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't an enjoyable experience, and I think that matters. But let's see what they look like on, and I'll give you my overall opinion. So moving on to the second method, which is by my lovely lady or gent, Craft Ideas. I have no idea who runs that channel because it was a compilation video. And I have to say, she did not pick up what I dropped, okay? I was heavily disappointed. It was my ex-boyfriend all over again. I just felt that all this fabric, first of all, I was fighting like a full-blown blowout fight with my jeans. The fabric was really thick, and then it just bunched up. All the 3 points that I took in are literally digging into my skin. So there's quite a bit of excess fabric, and maybe you should cut the excess fabric and serge off the raw edge, but she didn't say that. He or she didn't say that. So that's maybe an extra step I'd add. I feel like I'm just a bit salty with this method because of how hard it was compared to what I was trying to do. Like, it should have been simple. What I saw was really simple. I thought I'd be done in minutes, but it literally took me, I think, 45 minutes because I was just like undoing, sewing, undoing, sewing, undoing, because it just didn't pull. The thread would snap, the needle was too thin and wouldn't go through the fabric. So I feel like I would use this method if I'm taking in a very small amount around the waistband. Just a very small amount, I feel like this method is perfect. But when you're taking in more than 2-3 inches, then it becomes a bit of a problem. You start having problems with the law, and no one needs that, honestly. So for that reason, I just feel like Miss Girl gets a 3 out of 10 because it doesn't have to be this difficult. I just feel like for the results I got, the effort I put in, something they don't see eye to eye. They don't see eye to eye. She didn't surprise me. She didn't wow me. She didn't impress me. I was just there like, oh, okay, you know, and then what? So yeah, and I feel like also you have to be careful when you do this method. You have to make sure that the fabric is evenly gathered. You have to make sure that the dots are the same size. There's a lot of mathematics that would go into this, which I feel like maybe I'm just salty, maybe it's easy to do, maybe I should try it with a thinner pair of denim. I don't know, but for now, this method didn't work for me, and in my Pacific opinion, I will not be trying this method again. Maybe on a thinner pair of denim, who knows? I'm allowed to change my mind, but right now, this method isn't my favorite, and for that reason, she gets a cool 3 out of 10. Okay guys, so it is the next day and we're on to pair number 3. So these jeans were literally $1 at the thrift store. No one wanted them because they were really, really oversized. And I liked them. I saw a lot of potential in them, and I like to fix things. And that's probably why I'm in therapy. And let's not talk about that. So these jeans are super cute, but they need a lot of adjusting. And we're going to be following seemingly Sarah's tutorial to take the jeans in, and her video has over 2.5 million views. So that's pretty cool, and she's quite cool. I wish she was my friend in real life because I occasionally watch her videos and she's pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna follow her tutorial. So before we even move on, we need to take out the pockets and everything that's happening over here. My jeans have rivets, which is really annoying because to take out the pockets, I have to take out the rivets. So I got some pliers for this. This is the first time I'm using a tool of any sort. I don't like working hard. I really don't. But I'm here to do what needs to be done. I don't need no man, but I think I might have to tell my fiance to come help me with this. Oh, okay. I got it. I think. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. They're making my jeans kind of filthy. The hell? These are brand new, but I need to wipe them down, I think. Because that is not acceptable, ma'am. This is a Wendy's. You shouldn't be... These are my brand new white jeans. Hello? Put some respect on them. Okay, this might need some emotional support. So I will figure this out. And once I've taken all 4 of them out, we are going to do what needs to be done. OMG, these took so long to get out. I had to get help from my fiance, and I even finished an episode of clickbait. And I managed to create holes, like literal holes in my jeans. But I'm just going to hope that you can see the holes. We're here for the concept anyway, and I don't have another pair of jeans I can use. And yeah, I don't feel like going to the thrift store. So these, I never want to see them again. Just make sure you get jeans without rivets. And if you do get some with rivets, make sure you know how to take them out because this was really, really horrible. Traumatizing experience. I've just seam ripped the pockets off. Off they go. That was really easy to do. Basically with denim, you can just rip it off. Just make sure that your fabric is steady enough. And now you can see the glorious holes. That sounded so weird, but you can see where the rivets were, there's tiny holes. But I'm hoping when we cinch everything in, they'll be hidden and I'll put the pockets back on and it won't be as bad, but hey, this is for the demo. So I'm going to determine how much fabric I need to take in, and I will pin it down, and then we'll sew it, and then we'll move on to the next steps. Okay, so I've taken in fabric, and yeah, this is at the back. It's quite a lot. So I'll just do straight stitches along these points over here, and I'm going to do a straight stitch, another straight stitch, and then cut off the excess and use my overlocking stitch on my sewing machine because I don't have a serger, just to get rid of the excess fabric. And then we're gonna sew on the pockets and try these bad boys on. So moving on to the last and final method by my girl, seemingly Sarah. I actually binged her channel and she has a lot of cool sewing projects, and her husband is so cute. And I highly recommend you check her out. But focusing on the method, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? She gets a 5 out of 10. The method gets a 5 out of 10. It was okay. I could have lived without it. And let me explain. I just feel like for my specific body type, this method didn't see eye to eye with me. She wasn't picking up what I was dropping. I'm a very pear-shaped person. So my waist is 27 inches and the hips a 44 inches. Yes, ma'am. I've been going to the gym. I've been working out, okay, to build a booty. And yeah, for that reason, I'm like this. And with this method, and maybe I got it wrong, it wasn't like taking in a dot, it was just taking in fabric. And if you're taking the same amount of fabric from top to the mid thigh, basically, that's a lot of fabric. So for me, my waist, I needed to take in a lot of fabric around the waist. And then around the hips, I need a lot more fabric because she's a little bigger. When I took in the back, I did try on the jeans and I felt, okay, these look great, but I only need to take in a very small amount and they'll be perfect. But then when I started messing with the front, that's when things went downhill, okay? I feel like when I looked at the front and started being in her business, she was like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. It did not look good. I had to like take out a lot of the fabric up until the waistband because the jeans just wouldn't go past my hips. So maybe I misunderstood the assignment, but taking in a lot of fabric from top to bottom, from top to mid thigh, basically didn't work for me. I need to take in a lot at the waist and a very small amount at the hips. So the math ain't mathing. The math didn't math for me. I just feel like I was left there just squeezing my hips. They were crying, they were suffocating, and I just didn't like the feeling. I just didn't like how they looked and how they fit, and I didn't like it, okay? I didn't like it on me. So, yeah, you can definitely let me know in the comment section down below if maybe I got the method wrong, because I kind of feel like I did. It must be something wrong with me. So, yeah, you can let me know maybe if it was a dot, it would have worked, or only taking the back. So instead of touching the front, just leave the front alone and then just work on the back, taking as much fabric as you need to because the back looked okay. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I just feel she didn't really deliver. She didn't understand the assignment for me. And yeah, I just wanted to put a disclaimer. These are obviously my opinions. These are my opinions. You don't have to take them for the word of God, okay? This is just, I'm human and I can make mistakes and I can change my mind in a few months or tomorrow, who knows? But for now, I just feel like the thoughts I have about these methods are the ones I've shared with you. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried any of these methods and how they worked for you. Is there something I can do differently? Am I being too critical? Just let me know in the comment section down below. I am always willing to listen. Well, I don't do well with criticism at all, but I am trying, okay? So don't be too critical. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I thoroughly enjoyed your company. I hope we get to do this sometime soon in my next upload. But until then, take care, stay safe, and be fabulously you. See you in my next one. Bye.